it's really tough right now for a lot of people. When you've been raised in this when you've been raised when you've been raised in this world, when when your only when your only experience has been your only experience of what's possible has been what we see around us. You know, like, yes, you have to accept it. You have to accept it. You have to keep moving on. But there's something about keeping keeping the hope and the dream alive in you about what is next for us, what's possible for us, for humanity. There comes a point where it's tough being here when you become more aware, when you become more conscious, or you might have it already. It depends, who you are. But it took me some time in my journey to see the state of things in our world, like the real state of things, to really understand and feel what it is to be here, and kind of have your because especially if you're young, your consciousness only knows, of, like, it's been more than 2,000 years, and you've been here 20, 30 years of that time span. So your consciousness is just a just like a small part of the whole consciousness of humanity, of the time humanity has been here, from being hunter gatherer and caveman up until now. And we've evolved so much into what is the opportunity that we have right now to evolve even more in our consciousness and our awareness. And right now it's not a good time for consciousness and awareness. It's not a good time. It's actually very, very, very hurtful. If you have gone to the place of emotional awareness, heart aware, like, it's hard to describe, but it's an awareness that you connect to, about humanity and humanity here on earth, and civilization and its development. It's it's gonna be a great leap forward to get to the other side of awareness, a sensitivity so great to our souls, our hearts, our psychology, our mental health, and we already see those things rising, out in the collective. But I mean, for the whole of humanity, for every corner, for every corner in this world, not just, the wealthy countries, you know. It's painful right now to live through, but the hope is the new world. The hope, the dream, the hope is a world that, you know, that you wanna incarnate in, that you want. It's like you want to be here. You want to be here. You want to incarnate here and live out a life that it's so pleasurable, so amazing, so beautiful, so feel good in your soul, in your very being, for everyone, for everyone. Everyone's gonna want to incarnate here, because right now you can incarnate, and it's possible that you're one of the halves, that has a lot of wealth and stuff, or you can incarnate as a have not. And it's like a spectrum. Incarnate as a have not, you can have a very terrible, terrible existence here. And to ignore that, that is not a problem. You know, that's one thing. Accepting it, it's another thing for you to live. But you can't forget. We can't, by ignore, I mean those people that say, oh yeah, they're living well or whatever. I don't think that's the case at all. Um, and also, things with abuse and some of the worst things that can happen to a human being born here with abuse, that messes up their life and distorts their essence to create harm here. That stuff too. What's possible is beyond us. It's beyond what we see in front of us. What's possible is great. What's possible is beyond your imagination of what's possible. Like, did our hunter gatherer ancestors ever think that we were going to live in a world that we have created now, that we live in currently, with so much wealth and so many buildings, so many people, billions of people, different kinds of food, traveling, planes, trains, automobiles? They only saw what was possible in front of them, you know, slowly working up until where we are now. And in the same way, what's possible for our future as a human species, for us, what we incarnate as, it's also beyond our imagination. It's also beyond our imagination. But having glimpses of it is beautiful. It's beyond what, if you just looked at right now, what's possible. If you just looked at and took the world as it is right now, you would be blinded by what is actually possible in the future for us, for a world, like I said, that we want to incarnate in, that you actually want to be in. That doesn't. It's not just like, like a hell of, sometimes a hell of struggles and and harshness. What's possible is great. you know Having had some taste of it, some glimpses of it, it's beautiful. But it's no lie that our current world is in disarray and bound to go into more disarray, bound to go into more hurt, more collective, universal hurt, right in the heart of humanity. That's no lie that that's gonna happen. part of our evolution. And what you can do is hold the hope individually and collectively for those who are aware or becoming aware to not forget that in whatever situation we end up going in together. To keep reminded that this is happening for something better coming, something more beautiful. But that is gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt more than it's hurting now. Hurting subconsciously, or hurting beneath the surface. I'm not saying people are hurting, externally. It's hurting beneath the surface, but once we get to see what is actually going to happen coming up, the hurt is going to come up. It's going to come up to the surface for sure. But don't give up. Don't give up. Pain, transformation. Transformation right now brings pain. That's part of it. Part of our struggle, our struggle for survival, for enlightenment, for living, for beauty, for what's next. The conditions are tough, but manageable. And we will get there. We will get there. Following your strategy and authority, I would just call it your inner authority, and having faith that there's higher forces taking care of us, managing this whole thing, and that if you can take a listen, if you can pay attention to them, you'll be safe. You'll be good under their protection and guidance. But thank you for listening. You guys stay safe. Bye.